Good morning, students. Happy Wednesday. For today's coding lesson, we're again going to be using the website code.org, code.org. Go ahead and enter that into your search bar at the top. Once you're there, we're going to again click on the Learn link in the top left corner. From the next page, we'll click on the Learn More box in grades K to 5. And we're going to scroll down till we see Course D. Click there. And for today's activity, we're going to be doing Lesson 6. We're going to be learning about events in the Build a Star Wars Game activity. Let's click on the number 1 and watch our intro video.
Well, hello, my name is Sharita Carter. I am a senior creative producer here at Walt Disney Imagineering. I'm responsible for leading teams that actually produce the attractions that our guests get to experience. So we are always looking for ways that we can improve and make a better experience for our guests, and technology is at the heart of that. Now that you've learned the basics of programming, we're going to go back in time to build your own game, starring R2-D2 and C-3PO. To make a game, we need to learn about something that game programmers use every day. They're called events. Events tell your program to listen or wait for when something happens. And then when it does, it performs an action. Some examples of events are listening for a mouse click, an arrow button, or a tap on the screen. Here, we're going to make R2-D2 move up to deliver a message to a Rebel pilot, and then move down to the other Rebel pilot. We'll use events to make him move when the player uses the up-down arrow keys or the up-down buttons. We use the When-Up event block and attach the Go-Up block to it. When the player presses the up arrow key, the code attached to the When-Up block is run. And we'll do the same thing to make R2-D2 move down. Now, instead of writing all of the code to control our droid in advance, we can let R2-D2 react to button press events that move him around the screen. Step by step, your game is getting more interactive.
Let's go ahead and click on the Continue block, and we're going to begin Puzzle 2, and let's learn about events. Our instructions tell us to hold down these buttons or use our arrow keys. Here for Puzzle 2, we're going to use our arrow keys on the keyboard or under our play space to move R2-D2. We see our two events. They are the green blocks. We have a When Up arrow and a When Down arrow. What we're going to do is we're going to bring over a command, Move Droid Up and Move Droid Down. When we hit Run, we can now click our arrows and R2-D2 moves. Up, down, up, down. All right, great job. Let's click Continue, move on to Puzzle 3. Here in Puzzle 3, it's asking us to get to all the Rebel pilots moving in every direction. What we're going to do is we're going to bring up all of our events so that we can see them in the same workspace. And we have an event for every direction. Up, down, left, and right. By connecting the right direction to each event, when R2-D2 moves, he'll move in the right direction depending on which arrow we hit. Now when we run our program, we can see him going up, he goes right. Every arrow that we press, he moves in that right direction. Keep moving around until you get all 4 pilots. Great job! Now you're learning how events make our game more interactive. Here in Puzzle 4, it's telling us that the codes that we built before with our arrows is now built into our program. You can see when we hit the drop down, it gives us different sounds that we can play when R2-D2 touches one of the pilots. Our When Gold Touch event will play a sound. It's also asking us that every time we touch a Rebel pilot, to score some points. We're going to set it to 300 points. Our instructions tell us that we need 900 points and we have 3 pilots. Now when we hit run, we can use our arrows to move around. R2-D2 scores points every time he touches a pilot. And you can see our arrow functions are still built in. Great job. You're starting to see how different events can interact with each other. Let's hit continue and move on to puzzle 5. Here, our instructions are telling us to add 100 points every time R2-D2 gets a rebel pilot, and to take away 100 when we hit a stormtrooper. We're going to bring out some events. When R2-D2 gets to a rebel pilot, we want him to score 100 points. However, if he gets one of the stormtroopers, we're going to remove 100 points. What we can also do is we can use this MyNock event to add other features that we want. We're going to add 100 points if we get one of those birds. Now let's hit run. As we move around the screen, when we hit a pilot, we're going to score some points. If we get a MyNock, we get points. You can see now we have a score in the top. Great job. We got those points before the stormtroopers got us. Let's hit continue and move on to the next puzzle. Here in puzzle 6, we're going to add more commands to our wind run. The commands that we connect to the wind run will appear when we start the program. It's telling us to add 3 puffer pigs. We're going to bring over 3 add puffer pig commands. Now every time that we get a puffer pig, it's going to play a sound and we'll score 1,000 points. Let's move around and get these guys. You can see every time that we hit a puffer pig, we get points. He doesn't want us to get them. There we go. Alright, great job. Each puzzle is adding a different layer onto our game. Here in puzzle 7, it's asking us, how can we get tauntauns? Every time we get a tauntaun, we need to make 2 or more MyNock birds appear. And we need to get 8 MyNocks. What we're going to do is, every time we get a tauntaun, we're going to add 2 MyNocks to the screen. When we start a program, we're going to start with 4 tauntauns because they're connected to the wind run. What we're also going to do is we're going to add a when get MyNock event and add a point total to it. Now every time we hit a tauntaun, you can see the MyNocks appear. It's also keeping our score every time we get one of the MyNock birds. Alright, we got all the tauntauns. Let's get the rest of these birds. Alright, hopefully you tracked all yours down too. You guys are doing awesome. Let's click continue and move on to puzzle 8. Here our instructions are asking us to make 2 or more mouse droids appear every time we click one. We can see in our when run block that 1 mouse droid will appear when we start the game. But every time we get a mouse droid, we need to have at least 2 appear on our screen. We're going to set it to where every time we click one, 3 new mouse droids will appear. You can also add points or sounds if you want. When we run our program, you'll see every time we get to a droid, 3 new ones appear. We need to get 20 of them. Let's track them down. You'll see every time we get a mouse droid, more appear. Screen's getting kind of crazy. Keep going until you get 20. Here in Puzzle 9, we're going to use some new commands. We're going to change our droid and the speed. We're going to bring over this purple command, and we're going to set it to C-3PO. We're also going to choose a speed. When you click, you can see several choices. I'm going to go slow. We can also change backgrounds. You can see when we hit run, now our robot is C-3PO. We also have a new background. Our program chose a random one. Play around with some of the command settings with some of the different backgrounds, robots, and speeds. Alright, we tracked down all the pilots. Great job. Last puzzle, here we go. Now let's watch the intro video to learn about our last puzzle for free play.
Hi, my name is Alice, and I run the product and engineering teams here at Code.org. And I worked on this tutorial that you're playing through right now. And you just made it to the last level. Congratulations. You just learned everything you need to know to make your own Star Wars game. Now, there are no more instructions, no puzzles to solve. You can make your own game, and you choose how it works. One more thing. You've unlocked new sounds and new commands to do even more.
So we made a game, basically, where you get points when you get puffer pigs. The twist is every time you get a puffer pig, a stormtrooper appears.
So eventually the whole screen's full of puffer pigs, and then I think when you touch 10,000 of them, you get that.
We made a game where you can't lose and everything you kill gives you points.
For my program, I reverse the keys, so whenever you click up, your character goes down. Whenever you click right, your character goes left. So it's really...
Sometimes you just get an advantage, an inherent advantage when you're the developer of the game.
Did I get it?
Yay!
Oh, yes, I did it.
When you're done making your game, choose Share. To get a link, you can share with friends or play your game on your phone. Have fun.
Great job today, guys. In level 10, you can create your own Star Wars game, try out some of the features in the video, and share your own game with your friends. That's going to be the end of this lesson today. We'll pick up tomorrow again on Thursday with the next stage in Course D. Can't wait to see those games. Keep coding!